This conference will now be recorded.
Yeah. So, team, in yesterday's session, I explained parameters, how we can create a file. So let me create one more time today, one more file today. Then from there, I can continue it. So first, we will try to create a sequential file. Okay. So I want to store 100 employees details, 100 employees details, and okay, I want to store 100 employee details. In each employee data, each employee record should contain employee ID, employee name, employee address, employee phone number, and employee. Let's go with this one. Employee ID length is a 5, employee name length is a 15, employee address is a 15, phone number is a 10. So the length of the phone number is 10. The length of address is a 15. Employee name length is a 15. Employee ID is a 5. So what is the total record length now? 15 plus 15, 30 plus 10, 40, 45 bytes. How many bytes I required now? 45 bytes is required. So if I want to store 100 employees, so for each record, one record is equivalent to 45 bytes. So 4,500 bytes is the one. Okay, so this is just an idea how it works. Now let me connect to the mainframe server. I'm opening the emulator. So I need to click on continue trial. For me, it is asking temporary key. For you, for initial 30 days, it doesn't ask you, but here it is asking for me like 26798 598 26279859. Okay, yeah. Then I do login, log on Venkat A, enter. So I'm entering the password. Now you can see what time the last login means 10 minutes before someone logged in, because I can see the current time is 9:40, 9:30. So 10 minutes before somebody used. Type ISPF and hit the enter. So this is the screen one. Okay, because just now we logged in, it is a screen one. So what we need to do, team? 3, that is the utilities. What option I need to select now? Which option I need to select now? 1, 2, 3. Which option I need to select to create a
Second
data
one.
set?
Second one.
Second one, 2. If I selected 2, okay, so if I selected 2, it is allocate, rename, delete, catalog, uncatalog, and display. These are all. So I'll type it 2, hit the enter. A. A means allocate. So we already discussed the length of the dataset. Dataset name rules. Length of the dataset name is 44 characters. Dataset name is divided into qualifiers. Each qualifier length is 1 to 8 characters. It should start with the character or number. It should start with the character or number, right? So these are all the rules. By considering those rules, by remembering that rules, I'm giving the name. So Venkat A is a always your data set name should start with the mainframe ID. Is it mandatory? Practically, it is not required, but that is a standard which we follow in mainframe server. The ID which is belongs to you, the ID name, it should be a level qualifier. So from second qualifiers onwards, you are up to you. But I told you in yesterday's session, B14 is the second qualifier. B14 is the second qualifier. So second qualifier should be your mainframe name, your ID. Okay. So B14 dot, I'll give file 1. So based on the file name, we cannot decide it is a sequential file or partition dataset or VSAM dataset and so on. Okay. So hit the enter, hit the enter. This is the data, Venkat A B14 file 1. This is dataset name on which volume you want to store. Okay. USR001. So always use this data volume serial only. Don't give something else. Okay. I told you the instructions. If you give something else, if you don't give it, either case, if you give something else, if you don't give it, admin can delete your data set at any time. So that is very, very important. Then, so you can give a bytes. You can give bytes. Okay, means I want to allocate the space in the bytes. If you want to give a KB, kilobytes, how many bytes is equivalent to 1 kilobyte, mean team? So 1024 bytes is equivalent to 1 KB, right? 1024 bytes is equivalent to 1 kilobyte. So I'll give 2. 2 means 20 into 1024, that is 2048 kilobytes. Sorry, bytes allocating. And secondary quantity I'm giving a 3. So 3 kb. So total, I'll talk about the formula later. So let me give a formula now. So if I'm creating a sequential file, okay, PS file, that I have given tracks. Then primary quantity I gave it 2, secondary quantity 3. Now the total space is how it is are going to allocate. Total space is primary quantity value plus secondary quantity value into 15. It is going to expand 15 times. So primary quantity how much? 2. Secondary quantity how much? Okay, 3 into 5. It is a 45. So total 47. This is the formula. Okay, total the space we are allocating 47 kb. The total space we are allocating 47 kb. Are you clear? Now, first it will
Yes.
take only the primary quantity space. It will take primary quantity space. Once we utilize the entire primary quantity space, then it start taking the secondary quantity. Straight away, it is not going to check the secondary quantity. It is not going to check the secondary quantity. Is it clear?
Yes,
Yes
sir.
or no?
Yes, Venkat.
Right. So this is only applicable for the PS file. It is not applicable for all the files. This formula, whatever I said, this is for PS file. if I give a megabytes MB, so 47 MB. So we don't know. Okay, team. So the primary quantity, secondary quantity. Now, if I give a directory block 0, that indicates that it is sequential file. Even I no need to give an explanation. You can see here 0 for sequential data set, 0 for sequential data set. The record format is fixed block. Okay. So what does mean, team? Okay. Let's take a one simple example. Okay. I'll give a simple example for fixed block. So let's take a one row. Second, okay, I want to give the same length. That is a problem. I cannot give it here. I am using initial first time I am using this whiteboard. Okay, earlier I usually use notepad. Okay, you take this size.
We can't insert any table here, Venkat.
There it is. There it is. There. Okay, but I am okay because we have to select the configuration. Anyhow, okay, fine. This is the one record. 15, 20. Okay, let's take a 20 length, 20 character length. Third record, fourth record, fifth record. Okay, just assume that the alignment is correct. Okay, though I am not, it's not kept properly. So let's take a each record size is 10 bytes. In our context, each row size is a 10 bytes. Now, if I give a fixed block, let's take a, I'll give a data. I'll give a data, Hyderabad. I'll give for second row, Chennai, Bangalore, Mumbai. I'll give it Pune. Now, fixed block means though you give three characters, but it will occupy physically 10 positions, 10 bytes. Are you getting my point? How many characters in a row we give? HYD, three characters. We gave only three characters, but, but, okay, will it take only 3 bytes physical space? No, it will take 10 bytes. If it is a fixed block, you allocated for each row, how much here? In according to our discussion, 53, right? Notepad, let's go to the notepad. 45. If I give a record length is of 45, guys, so you insert 10 characters in a record in a row, you insert 30 characters in a row, it doesn't matter. Fixed block means it will take the entire size. You insert or not doesn't matter for me. Did you understand what is the fixed block? So it is going to take fixed size. Okay, it is okay. That is a one called as a fixed. Now that is a record length. You got it already. Block size is a multiple of record length. Block size is a multiple of record length. F8. So data set name type is a blank. Okay. So once you enter all the values, hit the enter button. Dataset name, dataset allocated. Okay, dataset allocated. Now we are on the screen 1. Okay, how many screens are there? If you want to know, just you write swap list. How many session is there? Okay, what are the command? Swap list. So now there is only one session. How many screens are there? Only one screen. Press F3 to go back. How I can open another screen, guys? How to open another screen?
Start. Start.
Yes. So we click on start. Start. Okay. Is it mandatory to create another screen? Not required. Now you can see the screen number 2. Is it the only way to find it? No. Swap list. Enter to know how many screens are open. This is the first screen. This is the second one. Okay. Star means we are on the second screen. Hyphen means we are on this screen. If I press F9, I'll be landing on this. What is the current screen? I can set star. Star means second. How I can go back to the previous screen? Press F3. Okay. So anyhow, don't worry, swap list and all, we keep discussing that. Now we created a file. Okay, we created a file. How we can see the data set is there or not? How we can see the data set is created or not?
3.4.
Yeah. So since you are no mainframe, that's why you are able to tell. So 3, hit the enter. Now you can see it. Okay. So which option we need to select now? We need to select 4. 4 is a data set list. Hit the enter. See, someone created with this ID. Okay, I have to inform to them. Fine. So here, you Venkat star. These are all the patterns. Okay. So I will give one small example for easy understanding. In your mobile contacts, just I typed A B. What does mean? It will open the all the contacts which are with the which are contains AB, right? If you type Venkat, what does mean? The data sets which are with the Venkat, it will list out the contacts, it will list out all of them. Here also same. Venkat A. Venkat A star means the data sets which are starting with the high level qualifier. Okay, the data sets which are starting with the high level qualifier, it will list out all the data sets. So the rule is first qualifier is a Venkat A. Okay. Then what about second qualifier? Second qualifier can be anything. Second qualifier can be anything. So third qualifier doesn't, I don't know. Okay. So but only the rule is it should start with the Venkat A. So after that, how many qualifiers are there? What is the second qualifier? It doesn't matter. Okay. So hit the enter once you give this pattern. If I give like this, let's say, if I give like this, what does mean? It should start with the Venkat A, first qualifier, and second qualifier it should start with the B. Second qualifier it should start with the B. Is it clear? So hit the enter. So are you able to see? If you want to know how many data sets that are there with this pattern, you can see here right side. 1 of 16. 1 of 16 means 16 data sets are there with that pattern. How many data sets are there? 16 data sets. I'll type F3. Just I will give star after Venkat A. Now you can see how many data sets are there with that pattern. How many data sets are starting with Venkat A?
72.
So total 72 are there. Total 72 are there. So what I do now, guys, we don't want, right? So if you, when it is required, this pattern, when you are not sure what is the data set name you created, then this pattern is required. So now what we need to do? Venkat A dot B15 dot file 1. So did I give the 4? 14? Did not. Yeah, ideally I should give 15. Now you can see it. This is the file we created. This is the file we created. Now if you type right side F11, so what are the function keys we discussed? By the way, F1, sorry, F3, back, going back to the previous screen, F7, uh, it's like equivalent to page up, F8 is equivalent to page down. Now F9 is a swap between screens. What does mean, team? You know, we saw that there are two screens, right? Now we are in here. If I press F9, I will go to here. If I press F9, the swapping, you know, we have a head and tail. So we, to see the tail, we swap it. To see the head, we have to swap it. Same way, using F9, we can navigate. Okay, if you press F9, we can swap between two screens always, which are recently opened. You can navigate between two screens which are opened recently. Then we have a F11. F11. So what does mean F11? To see the, to see right side the data, right side data. So what here, if you see user 1, I'll press F11, tracks, how much tracks we allocated? 1. Percentage used, did we use any space in that? No, right? We did not use it. So extension, uh, first of all, we did not use primary quantity. How it goes for the secondary quantity? Not possible. Press F11, you can see the properties, attributes, what we call them as a attributes. Okay, so DSORG is a PS file, dataset organization. DS stands, this is very important, we write same in the JCL also. DSORG means dataset organization. RECFM, RECFM means record format. LECL, LRECL means logical record length. These are all we provided. BLK size, that is block size, multiple of record length. I'll press F11. You can see here BLK size. Then you can see created, when this file got created. Okay, we have another parameter, when it got created, and volume, and which volume it got there. If you press F11, you can see right side data. If you want to see the left side data, press F10. Okay, press F10. Is it clear? By experience, you will come to know On which screen right side data is there, on which screen left side data is there. Okay, today we got to know where we have to use F11 and F10, but last 3 days I did not explain, right? Because it's not there. Any queries?
Why did you give 1 KB, Venkat, space?
It's up to, it's up to the requirement, right? Okay, how many
Yeah,
bytes
you
you
said
the
10
data you want
records,
to work.
right?
You can give 10 kb, and let's say when you are buying a mobile, you will choose hard disk based on your requirement. Okay, so will you take a more images or not, will you take more videos or not, or will you keep taking the backup, right? So based on the requirement.
Yeah, what I'm saying is, you said like in the initial time, 10 records we are going to store, let's say, right?
Hmm.
So the one record is 45 bytes. Then the space would be, we can give it
450
in
we need.
bytes also, right? 450, we
Yeah,
can
we
give
can.
it in a byte. Okay, okay.
Hmm. Just I gave to explain yesterday, I explained bytes. I want to give a flavor of this one.
Okay, Venkat.
Venkat, what is the role of block size?
I will discuss that. For timing, block size is remember as a multiple of record length.
Okay.
Right. Okay. So this is all about how you can create a file and how you can see it. So quickly, I'll create one more file so that because I explained everything with an explanation. Now I'll explain quickly. Press F3, F3 again. So I can type to here, allocate A. So Venkat A dot B15 dot file 1. I'll give a file 2. Hit the enter, volume serial. If you don't give, it will take the default value, by the way. Then, so you can give a kilobytes or bytes. I'll give a bytes this occurrence. Then primary quantity 2, 1, secondary quantity 1. The directory block 0 indicates it's a PS file. Fixed block, record length 45, block size is a 450. Dataset name type is a blank. So once you fill all the details, the enter, dataset will be allocated. On this screen only, press F3. I can type 4. I can type a 4 and I can give B15 dot star. What is the name I gave? Is it the wrong? File 2. I don't know that. Remember, I can give a file, just file star. So you can see the pattern what you gave and the result of that pattern. Okay, now, so we saw how to create a file. Let's focus much on the screen. Now we can able to see attributes like this. Here if you type, here what I am typing is called command line, right? What we call command line. What are the command line we have seen? pf show on, pf show off, settings, and I guess I explained the keys. We can try a color and a swap list. Okay, what else I covered, guys? Start command. Yeah, these are all I explained. Function keys F3, F7, F8, F9. Today I covered F10, F11. So we have a line commands. So on the screen, this is called, if you type anything called line commands, what we call, this is called line commands. So I can type I. So line commands against data set name in 3.4. I, okay, because we can 3 ISP of 3.4 means 3 means utilities, 4 means data set list. So that is the meaning of it. So I means information. If you want to see the attributes of the file, okay, information about the data set. A also no information, yes, show about the data set, show the information about data set. So there is a slightly difference is there. Yet today you may not understand information. So I, yes. Then we have a R, rename the file name. If you want to rename the file name, you can do by this. R 3.2. P to delete the file, name, and C to copy the data from this file to another file. Move to move the data. What else we have? Information, show, repeat, read, rename, delete, copy, move is there. Okay, you can type a slash to see the options which you can execute, to see the option which you can execute against data set. So I'll type slash first. So you can see, yeah, there are something else called edit, view is there, B is there, browse. Yeah, so now if I type a 1, means I'm opening a data set in edit mode to modify the data, to add the data. If I give a 2, it is a view. Okay, so means you're going to view the data. Like that, whichever the option you type here, that is going to select. So you can see catalog, there is something uncatalog, compress, which I did not list out. So we don't discuss all of them. At the same time, we are not going to ignore everything. We will be discussing eventually one by one. I pressed F3 to come back to the previous screen. So what I did it, I typed a slash, hit the enter. I can see what are the, see against PS file, 4 is invalid. Okay, even if you give 4, no use. It's because it's a PS file. Okay, remember that. So how I can go back to the previous screen, F3. Now, how I can rename, here I can type a R. R means rename. Enter. Type R, hit the enter. I'm trying to rename this file from this file to which file? I'm giving TSO ISPF dot data 1 like this. Venkat A dot 15 dot TSYSPF dot data 1. So we are renaming from this file to this file. Hit the enter and it got renamed. You see that? And I can type ref refresh so that I can, this screen message will be so now this is the not file one, right? TSYSPF. Give a star. So I did a refresh. Refresh is not valid every screen. It will not make any sense if you are using on every screen. Okay, any queries? So, okay, we can rename. I can type R again. Okay, instead of R, I can type slash. Which option I need to select? 6. Type 6, enter. I'm giving Venkat AB15. I'm renaming to something else file 3. Hit the enter. You can see the it got renamed. This is how you can rename the file. Now we saw this one rename. I want to see the attributes. So type I instead of R. You can see information. Management class none, storage class none, volume serial USR001, device type 3390, organization is a PS file, record format is a pixel block, record length is a 45, block size is 450, all attributes. You are able to see all the attributes. So press F3. Similarly, you can type yes. Okay, type yes, hit the enter.
Venkat,
Yeah,
is there any difference between I and S option?
yeah, there is a difference. Since it is a PS file, you don't find more difference. Once I create a PDF file, I'll explain that also.
Okay.
We'll see that once I done with the PDFs, I'll show you that. Okay, right. So at least we saw something. If I want to delete a file, just type D. Hit the enter. I'm deleting it. It's okay. I'll create it one more. Enter. The file got deleted. If I refresh, obviously I'll get an error. Not error. It will go. You can see no data set names found. Is it clear, guys? Good so far.
Yes, Venkat.
Yes, Venkat.
So what else we have? Right. So I'll create now. What I do, guys? I'll create a file. Okay, and I'll try to insert the data. Okay, so far we discussed like how to create a notepad, but how to insert the data, we need to check it that. So let me start explaining that. So as usual, two, we are because we are on utility selection panel. Two is the right one to allocate a data set. So type 2, hit the enter. A for allocate. So I'll give single quotes. If you don't give single quote, what happens, team?
It will take the high level qualifier.
The mainframe ID itself will be going to take as a high level qualifier. Your mainframe ID will be taken as a high level qualifier. So Venkat A D15, okay, EMP data. So I'll say EMP data. Hit the enter. So anyhow, I want to go with the same attributes. Enter. So the file got created. So start. How many screens are there? How I'll come to know? Swap list. Okay, there are three. The swapping happens between 2 and 3. Star is the current screen. Icon indicates the if I press F9, it will go to the second screen. Now I'll type a 3 utilities. What else we can do? 2, right? 2, not 2, 4. Type a 4, hit the enter, hit the enter because the pattern is okay. Enter. So if I want to enter the data, okay. So let's take an example. I want to edit, add, or modify the data in a file. We open a file in a edit mode. The mode is called edit mode. So type E in the line command, hit the enter. So now you will get some one more panel, small panel. It is okay. Hit the enter. So I'll type RES. RES means now you should know inside file. It can be PS or member of the PDS. Commands are so inside the file command line because every screen command line commands line command. So the one I said reset. So what is the use of reset? Just warning. You are getting some warning message. To clear that warning message, we type RES. Yes. So to clear the warning messages, we use reset. So let's I want to insert the data. So we have a line commands. If you type, there are red stars right here. Total how many are there? 6. Anywhere if you type that place is called line commands. I'll type I. Anywhere you can type. I means insert. I means insert a line. Enter. I'll type now. What is the length of the customer number, employee number? 5 bytes. So I'll give
Fine.
E001. Okay. Name. I'm giving Venkat lowercase. Now the name is 15 bytes, but I gave Venkat is a 6. So rest of the 9 positions give a blank. How do I know? Okay, we'll discuss that later because I don't want to get into that stuff now. Let's discuss the lines. Okay, I type I. I'll write some dummy data. It's okay. So next we are able to insert I. I2. Insert 2 lines. So here I'll type I. Let me I'll type I2, type I2, insert. Okay, I'll say hello, hello, welcome to TSO ISPF module. So I will go here. So welcome to line commands. Don't hit the enter, keep typing it. Line commands in the file. So that is how once you do the say changes, modify, you try to save it. What is the command we discussed now? Save. To save the modified data. So instead of I2, we can type I3 or I100. So n means n number, any number. You can give like I. Okay, you see that how many nines are given? 5 nines. Which means that around 1 lakh lines you can insert. You see that I need to press F8. It's gone, but you can type it like this. 9 lines, okay. Line 1. Don't hit the enter. If you hit the enter, those lines will be gone. Just move it. Line 2. I'm using a mouse to bring the control to the third line. Line 3, line 4, line 5, line 6, line 7, line 8, line 9. Save it. What I did? I saved it. So by default, it is generating 8 numbers. How I can restrict generating the numbers? You see, these values I did not enter, but it is generating. How I can restrict it? Further, use numoff. If I use numoff on the command line, is going to it is not going to generate 8 numbers at the end, but it is not applicable all the whole data. See, I insert, type I insert TSO ISPF and save it. You see, the number is not generating here. The reason, once you type numoff, then it is applicable on the further data. It is applicable on the further data. Okay, is it clear?
If you want to start inserting a new file, we can just give num of and start, right?
Yeah, starting
So
initially only you can give numoff.
okay.
Okay, so like this we can edit the data, we can do it now. So next line command r means repeat the line. Which line you are writing, that is you are repeating. So I will say r. Line r means you are repeating line 2. You are repeating line 2. Where you are repeating? Immediately. You see that? Is it repeated or not? Yes. I'll repeat 6 again. I'll say R3. Just for your understanding, I'm removing the prefix suffix numbers. R3. What does it mean? The line 6 is going to repeat. You see that? 1, 2, 3. So earlier one, now we repeated 3. Okay. That is all about RN. repeat n times, repeat the line n times. So if I give R4, 6, repeat the same line 6 times immediately. Okay. So if I want to repeat the block, so that is repeat the block code. So I'll go to F8. F8 means to see the page down. Now I want to repeat these three lines. These three lines I want to repeat two times or one time or 100 times, up to you. Uh, yeah, RR, RR. So enter, you see it got repeated. RR, RR. I will give it two times now in the bottom. So it is going to repeat the whole block two times. Now you see it. I hope we are clear. RR, RR, 2. Repeat the code two times. I hope we are clear. So that is all about repeat. So how we have a repeat? Okay. So how we have a repeat team? We have a delete also. How we can delete the data? So what I can do, I'll say dd. Just type D, delete a one line. Type D2, delete two lines from there. That line plus one. Hello, welcome. These two lines will be deleted. So D3, delete three lines. That is this dummy data. Hello, welcome. Three lines. Okay. So if you want to delete the block data, just DD, lowercase or uppercase DD. Enter. So I can DD and come to the at the end DD. The whole data you're deleting and save it. So D, delete a line, D2, delete two lines, DD, DD, delete block data, delete the. Are you clear?
Venkat, here D asterisk, will it work?
No,
Means
no, no,
it will delete all the further lines from the program.
no, no, no.
Okay.
Any other queries string? I'm done for the day. If you have any queries, you can ask me. So
Venkat, can you please go to that file?
yeah,
Oh, you deleted all the records.
yes, I deleted, right?
See, Venkat, if you add 15 rows, so it means 15 record it has, right?
Correct, correct.
So, okay. So we configured in that panel only 10 records we can add like that, but we are adding 15 records here.
Okay. So if you see, I'll type F3. No, if you see the bytes, how much is allocated? 2, 3. Okay. Yes. So total, you see the allocation is 23,000. 400. So
Oh,
how do you measure, how you calculate? I'll tell you. 23,400 divided by each record length is a 45. So this many records you can store, 520 rows.
okay, okay, okay.
That is in terms of primary quantity. Secondary quantity again it will extend, right? It is all about first
Okay,
primary quantity. The secondary quantity again is going to expand 15 times.
okay.
Yeah, that is how it works.
See, Venkat, like primary quantity plus secondary quantity, let's consider we can add up to 500 records for this PS, but I need to add one more record. What to do? We
See,
can't.
okay, yeah. Let me give you another statement. So guys, once we allocated some space in mainframe, that cannot be remodified. Okay, like earlier I allocated a 1 GB. Can I increase the physical space of the data set? That is not possible. So okay, while you are creating how much you want, you need to give properly that. Even either record length, number of characters in a byte, or how many bytes total physically you want to allocate. Either case, you cannot do anything with that. I hope I answered your
Okay.
question now.
Yes, Venkat. Like both PS and PDS, both are similar,
It
right?
is applicable. Yeah, it is applicable for all types of data sets, not only PS, PDS. In fact, for VSAM data is also the same rule.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, okay, team. If there are no queries, we are good to disconnect for the day.